Over-fertilization is one of the most common mistakes gardeners make, often with the best intentions. You want your vegetables to grow bigger, your flowers to bloom brighter, and your plants to thrive faster, so you reach for that extra dose of fertilizer. But when the soil gets overwhelmed, the results can be devastating. Wilting leaves, scorched edges, and stunted growth start to appear. And what once looked like healthy soil turns into a chemically stressed zone. If this sounds familiar, don't panic. Damaged soil can absolutely be brought back to life, and in this guide, we'll walk through how to do exactly that, step by step and science-backed. The first thing that happens in over-fertilized soil is salt buildup. Chemical fertilizers release salts that, in moderation, feed plants, but in excess, they disrupt the delicate water balance in the soil, drawing moisture away from plant roots and burning them in the process. This is why plants in over-fertilized beds can actually look like they're drought-stricken, even when watered regularly. The immediate goal then is to flush out those accumulated salts before they cause further harm. Begin with deep watering. This process, called leaching, involves soaking the soil slowly and thoroughly over time to dissolve and drain away excess fertilizer salts. Use clean water and apply it in stages, allowing it to penetrate deeply without causing waterlogging or runoff. The water must reach well below the root zone, so you may need to repeat this process over several days depending on your soil type and drainage. If you're working with containers or raised beds, ensure proper drainage holes are functioning to avoid root rot while flushing the salts out. Once the leaching phase is complete, your soil will be cleaner, but it will also be stripped of many beneficial nutrients and microbes. Over-fertilization doesn't just stress plants, it also disrupts the soil food web. Reintroducing organic matter is your next move. Add a thick layer of mature compost to the surface and gently mix it into the top few inches of soil. Compost does more than feed your plants. It replenishes beneficial microbes, improves soil structure, and helps regulate moisture. Think of compost as the life support system that rebuilds what synthetic chemicals have broken down. For more severely damaged soils, or where heavy chemical use has been sustained over time, incorporating biochar can offer longer-term restoration. When pre-soaked or charged with compost tea or worm castings, biochar becomes a stable habitat for microbial life and a sponge for nutrients and moisture. It also helps buffer pH swings that often result from synthetic overuse. When blended with compost and worked into the soil, it acts like a filtration and storage system for both microbes and nutrients. Now that you've begun rebuilding the organic structure, check the soil's pH. Overuse of chemical fertilizers can make soil too acidic or too alkaline, throwing off nutrient uptake even when nutrients are present. Use a soil testing kit or pH meter to determine if your soil needs correction. If it's too acidic, add agricultural lime. If it's too alkaline, incorporate elemental sulfur or acidic organic matter like pine needles. Correcting the pH will ensure that nutrients, both the ones left behind and the ones you'll add in the future, are actually available to your plants. At this stage, your soil is on the path to recovery, but it still needs gentle nourishment. Avoid the temptation to return to synthetic fertilizers. Instead, focus on slow, steady organic feeding. Apply worm castings, compost teas, or fish emulsion in diluted amounts. These support microbial life while offering low-dose nutrients that won't stress the recovering soil. Mulch your beds with straw, shredded leaves, or untreated grass clippings to protect the topsoil, retain moisture, and prevent new salt accumulation. Give your soil time to breathe and recover. Avoid planting heavy feeders immediately after rehabilitation. Instead, consider planting soil-friendly crops like legumes, which help fix nitrogen and encourage microbial activity. Cover crops like clover or vetch can also stabilize the soil while adding organic matter when cut and returned to the soil. The journey to reviving over-fertilized soil is not just about reversing damage, it's about creating a healthier, more resilient soil ecosystem than before. By flushing excess salts, rebuilding organic matter, restoring microbial life, adjusting pH, and switching to natural inputs, you turn a chemically stressed space into a thriving, self-sustaining bed. And once you've done it, you'll know how to prevent it from ever happening again. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to subscribe to Dirt Decoded for more practical soil science, hands-on gardening solutions, and insights you can apply in your own backyard. Don't forget to share this video with fellow gardeners who might be battling the same issue. Together, let's decode dirt and grow a healthier world from the ground up.